Hello, everybody. Joe Bag Donuts here. Welcome back for another episode of Umineko. Last time, Battler and Beatrice crossed swords in their minds, and surprisingly poor performance from Beatrice. Like, obviously, she fucking had him on the ropes at first, but then she implemented a rule that is to her disadvantage because you kind of need to have one, otherwise, everyone can just literally lie, and there's no way to prove anything. But, after that, it was just, she just fucking tripped and ate shit. Like, complete faceplant, and Battler easily won that one. Easy. Big fucking W for a boy. Anyway, what's going on with me? I'm gonna be honest, I'm in a rough shape today. It's my day off. Surprisingly, I only had to work 3 days this week because I'll be working, something like 50 hours, 50 plus hours over the course of the next 4 days, in a couple of days. It's going to be Veterans Day weekend, and everyone else, they get those days off. But because I work the weekend, I can't get those days off. So to make it up for us, they gave us one extra day off, this week. So, only worked 3 days. My previous shift's going to work 4 my next shifts, except all of those shifts are going to be 12 plus hours, and I'm going to hate myself and want to die. But that's also what I feel like right now, because I spent my entire weekend sitting up on top of a wing of an airplane, and it was real fucking windy. My lips completely chapped. My cheeks are burning because they got fucking wind blasted, and they're chapped. My brain cells are all dead because I was sitting in front of an open fuel tank, just breathing in jet fuel fumes for, probably a total of, over 25 hours this weekend. So yeah, I ain't doing so good. Oh, and it's been unseasonably hot. It was, in the 80s yesterday, in early to mid-November. Absurd. And, of course, I already have my bed set up for my winter setup, so I got my nice flannel sheets, I got my electric blanket, I got my good, puffy comforter. That does me no good when my bedroom is 75 in the middle of the night, so I had my fan going, blasting me the entire night, because I'm not going to change my bed just for a couple of days of warm weather. And I woke up with a raspy voice because I was just lying on my back, breathing in the fan, so there's no moisture left in my body whatsoever at all. And my back hurts, again, because I was fucking hunched over like a murloc the entire weekend, fucking shooting wires on fuel probes. Oh, it was so much fun. So much fun. And my fucking hands are covered in sealant. Oh, it's great. I love my life. But I got my coffee, so maybe that'll make things a little bit better. It won't. And let's get the show on the road before I bore you guys anymore. Rosa and the rest returned from the chapel to the parlor in the mansion. Such a horrific thing had happened so early in the morning. Of course they were high-strung. Battler and George, who had cried, raged, and let their emotions explode after seeing their parents' tragic bodies, returned to the parlor, sat on the sofas, and let their minds go blank, as though everything up until now had been a lie. Yeah, it's kind of like that with really strong emotions. You fucking, it's like gunpowder. You burn really fucking hot for a little bit, but then once it's over, it's just exhausted. I can't deal with it anymore. Only Maria was completely unchanged and looked just like normal. But she wasn't being mischievous. She was basically a kid who played wordlessly by herself. So even if her mind was blank, she would probably look as she did. So even if her mind was blank, she would probably look as she did. Oh, okay, as she does right now. Cool. Fucking Maria, smooth brain, no thoughts. But as she turned on the TV and flipped the channels, it looked as though nothing about her had changed from normal. Perhaps Rosa had some opinions about this attitude, which was clearly different from normal people. She stared at Maria's back with a gaze that wasn't quite pleasant. Eventually, Kumasawa came to say good morning. Her cheerful manner was clearly out of place, and she couldn't help but be bewildered at the strange atmosphere in the room. Then, she heard the details from Goda and expressed her shock in a truly noisy manner.
もちろん警察には連絡したんですよね。こういう時はどうすればいいんでしょう。どうすればいいんでしょう。
Just sit tight.
落ち着いて聞いてください。どうも昨夜の落雷で何かの機械がやられたようなのです。それで電話が使えなくなっておりまして。
Well, that's, one explanation for it. Either that or, snip snip with a pair of scissors to the phone line.
じゃあ、台風が過ぎるまで警察にも連絡できないんですか？
Nope. Maybe Kumasawa's exaggerated surprise was a little comical. Rosa giggled in spite of the situation. Because of that, the fog of confusion that had covered her head cleared up a little.
私がしっかりしなきゃ。
Yep, last time it was Natsuki leading the pack, but, she's a little indisposed at the moment, so
マリアだけじゃない。
gotta step up.
ジョージ君もバタラ君も今は私が親代わりなんだから。
Rosa had been the youngest of the siblings, with a large difference in age between her and the others. So she was always treated as a child. Every time she learned something new, something obvious to her brothers and sister. And she had grown a complex, thinking she must be incompetent. So she had formed a passive attitude, asking her brothers and sisters for advice every time something happened. But she no longer had any brothers or sisters. Now, Rosa was the only one of the 4 Ushiromiya siblings left. Furthermore, Kinzo continued to shut himself away even in this extraordinary situation. Rosa would have to surpass this crisis as a representative of the head.
私はもう子供じゃない。子供じゃない。
How come your golden eagle has like a little duck on it too? I'm pretty sure I mentioned that before, but is it because you're the little baby chickling in the family? Rosa slapped her knees lightly and stood up. Or is it just because you're the fashion designer and you want to fucking spice it up? She must not wait for orders now. She had to start moving herself. She picked up the receiver to the extension phone on the side table. Then she immediately remembered that the telephones were out of order. Genji and Shannon, who she had sent to see Kinzo, hadn't returned yet. She had a general guess. He was probably yelling about something nonsensical again, and they were unable to calm him. His important chapel had been defiled with blood. It was easy to imagine. She had planned on using this extension phone to call the study, but with the telephone line dead, there was nothing else for it. Nothing else for it? I guess. Just worded a little weirdly there, at least in my opinion. Rosa decided to go to the study directly with her own 2 feet. Her old self would have been so frightened that she wouldn't have been able to go see Kinzo. And in fact, if she did meet him, she would probably be blamed for something and abused. Now wasn't the time to be frightened. As his true daughter, she had to make him aware of the current situation.
熊沢さん、私はお父様のところへ行ってきます。特にジョージ君とバタラ君の2人をお願いします。
Just took the first sip of my coffee.
きっとだいぶ神経が参ってると思うの。
ええ。
Maybe go send someone to check up on Jessica,
それはそうでございましょうとも。本当にお気の毒なことです。何か温かい飲み物でも作ってあげることにいたします。
Some nice hot mackerel juice.
ありがとう。
The omega-3 will be good for your brain. Rosa went out into the hallway and headed toward Kinzo's study. The atmosphere in this mansion, which she had spent her younger days in and should have been full of memories, seemed somewhat different. And she began to climb the stairs in the entrance hall. Just then, in the gloom down the stairs behind Rosa, something glowed. Oh. Hey, Byakuto. It was a single fluttering gold butterfly. It fluttered around and sparkled. That butterfly quickly danced without a sound, quietly, not quickly. Obviously, no one can hear the sound of a butterfly's wings beating. I mean, some bats can. And then, it stopped on Rosa's back as she slowly climbed the stairs. Rosa didn't notice. And to an ignorant observer, It would probably have looked as though a single sheet of gold leaf in the shape of a butterfly had gotten stuck there. Without noticing, Rosa continued heading to Kinzo's study. Oh, is this how Beatrice gets in?
さーて次はどう遊ばせてもらおうか。まだまだ駒はいくらでもある。
Plenty moves to make. In the parlor, which had returned to silence, the only sound was that of the TV, which Mario was watching alone. If there was anything audible other than that, it was the sound of the rain, which had continued on and on since last night. Every one of those people who had viewed that unearthly and horrible scene stayed silent, as though praying that the events of this morning were all a dream. Only Kumasawa hadn't seen it, and so acted slightly different. She instead found the silence difficult to bear, and was fidgety with the desire to cheer everyone up. However, unable to say more than she should, it seemed that she was racking her brains as to how she could be of some use. Normally, it would be time for breakfast. However, maybe because something like that had happened, Goda seemed to have forgotten about preparing a meal. No, maybe everyone was so beaten up that they had forgotten their hunger. Kumasawa wanted to bring up the subject of what they should do for breakfast, but it didn't seem like the right atmosphere, so she really couldn't. But it was difficult being hungry. So, she casually made a proposal.
皆さんもいろいろあってお疲れでしょ。こういう時は温かい紅茶で
Yeah,
体を
you
温
need
め
to
る
have
のが
something
一
to
番
eat
で
to
す
go
よ。
with tea.
それはいい提案ですな。私も賛成です。
Maybe something light though, just some like toast and eggs.
美味しい紅茶にジャムを塗ったビスケットなどいかがですか。そうそう、ハロウィンの時期が近いみたいで、かぼちゃ型の美味しそうなクッキーが棚にありました。
Maybe not considering what the table dressings were looking like in the chapel.
あ、熊沢さん。
Yeah. You don't know, but that's... Of course, she had said the wrong thing. Because she had reminded Battler and the rest of that horrible and tragic Halloween party in the chapel. Najo hurriedly whispered in Kumasawa's ear.
バトラさん、本当にすみません。
Yep, there goes the appetite.
悪気はなかったんですよ。
Oh, it's fine. We know you didn't know.
いや、気にしてねえぜ。この煮えくり返るような怒りは。絶対
Yeah,
犯
but in
人に
situations
お返
like
し
this,
してや
even
る
if
ぜ
you're not hungry, you need to force yourself to eat.
その犯人はまだ
You'll
この
think
島
better
にいる
too.
のかな。
いるだろうな。何しろ。台風が過ぎるまで船は来ないんだ。
Unless they're just fucking gonna power away in the jet ski.
ええ、そうですとも。船はちょっとの風でも欠航しますからね。ましてや台風では絶対に船になんか乗れませんよ。ええ。
気持ち悪いな。
兄貴もそう思うのか。
Hmm? What do you mean? Just like the sequence of events, the setting,
俺もだぜ。犯人が
the vibe.
例の謎の来客かどうかは捨ておいてもだ。
そうですな。私たちはついついベアトリーチェを名乗る謎の来客を怪しがってしまいますが、まだ犯人と決まったわけではありません。
Yeah, there's no definitive proof.
彼女がまだ死体の出ていない犠牲者である可能性も残っている。
Easy
それを考
scapegoat.
えるとどうしても理解できないことがあるんだ。
それはどういうことでしょうか。
簡単さ。さっき熊沢のばあちゃんの言った通りだよ。この島は今台風の真っ只中で脱出不能だ。
Yeah, so why would you commit, a crime that people are never really gonna find when there's no getaway?
それは犯人だって同じさ。なら犯人にとって犯行発覚は可能なら最も避けたいことのはずだ。
Mm-hmm.
そうですね。 礼拝堂の入り口にあんな不気味な魔法陣を書いて、ここに死体がありますなどとアピールする必要はありません
Yeah,
ね。
some people like to be dramatic.
そうさ。そういうことなんだ。さらに言えば、あの6人にあんなむごたらしいことをするだけの手間をかけられたなら、6人の死体を発見不能な場所に隠すことだって可能だったはず。
Just fucking toss him in the water. Don't even gotta dig a hole.
同感だね。あの残酷なハロウィンパーティーは多分死んだ人たちに向けられたものじゃない。やがて発見する僕たちへ向けたものなんだよ。魔法陣はそのためのアピールだと言い切れるだろうね。
Mm-hmm. They're fucking with you.
犯人はこの島からしばらく逃げられないことを知っている。にもかかわらず、台風の真っ最中に死体を見つけさせたいような真似をした。
Uh-huh.
こりゃどういうことなんだ。
Well, she's forcing him to play the game.
俺が犯人だったなら、死体を見つけさせるような真似は絶対にし
You
な
know,
い
if you
ん
don't
だ。
find them and then start running around like fucking like chickens with your head cut off, you know, there's no fun in it. Otherwise, she'd just be picking you
ベア
off.
トリーチ様は
Like,
お
I'm
部屋
Steve's,
にお
maybe?
られませんでした。
Yeah. Hey, shoo! Oh. Ugh.
特に部屋が荒らされていた様子もありませんし。ああ、いえ、お嬢様がだいぶ荒らしてしまいましたが。
Yeah, she like swung around a lamp and broke a bunch of shit.
そういや、ジェシカは
カノンさんが様子を見てくれています。多分、お嬢様のお部屋におられるでしょう。
よくないね。
Yeah, what if Cannon's the killer?
犯人は間違いなくまだこの島にいる。
Or, you know, just having them be completely separated from the crew.
今の状況下で少人数で孤立することはそれほどいいことだとは思わない。
それはどういう意味ですか？まさか犯人は私たち全員を殺すつもりだとおっしゃるんですか？
Depends how you look at it.
落ち着きましょう。まだそうと決まったわけではありません。
ところが悔しいことに、その可能性も否定できねえんだよな。この手紙が礼拝堂にあった。これによるならば、犯人は魔女様で、じい様の碑文の謎を解いて黄金を見つけなきゃ、一族老頭皆
I'm
殺
gonna
し
start
に
racking those
する
brains with fucking bust out
みた
an
いなことを言っ
atlas.
ている。
それは本当ですか？私にも読ませていただいてよろしいですか？
Okay, calm down. As they read the witch's letter, Goda, Kumasawa, and Nanjo's faces grew even paler than they had been. Kumasawa could no longer hide her shaking.
死にたくなかったら、じい様の隠し黄金を見つけてみろか。ふざけやがって。てめえじゃ解けない謎だから、俺たちに解かせようって腹に決まってるぜ。
Well,
しかし、
that's so a normal person
実
would
際
look
の
at
と
it,
ころは
but
どうなんでしょう。奥様は常々、黄金伝説は親方様が作られた幻想に過ぎないと言い切られておりました。本当に実在するものなのか
well,
は
there may or may not have been
怪しいところですよ。
couple gold bars sitting on the table in there.
そうですな。あったらいいなとは思いつつ半信半疑だったはずです。親族の皆さんが黄金伝説を信じ始めたのは金蔵さんが健康を崩して
いや
遺産問題が浮上してからです。それまでは信じている人はほとんどいなかったと思います。
Now that's, you know, coming up to the time to divvy up all the assets, people are like, but what if? What if the gold is real?
覚えてるかい？礼拝堂のテーブルの上、黄金のインゴットが3つあったね。あれだけでも相当の価値があるよ。
Yup.
あれはまさに黄金伝説は実在することを証明してるんじゃないかな。
I mean,
お待ちください。
pretty easy to fool people. There's no way for you guys to know for a fact that that's actually gold if we're talking like from their perspective, like from our outside perspective, we're like 99% sure the gold is real. But from their perspective, it's not that hard to fake a gold bar.
今、黄金が3つとおっしゃいましたか？
ああ、
Yeah, what
確か
about
に3つが積み上げてあったぜ。それが何だってんだ？
私、旦那様がお話になっているのを聞いたことがあるんです。ええ、聞いただけでございますよ。
Yeah, we know.
別
You overheard
に
it.
こっそりお話に聞き耳を立てていたわけではございませんとも。
Look, old people need their hobbies, and one of those is like eavesdropping. It's fine.
今は気にしないぜ。それで何だってんだ？金塊が3つじゃ。
I mean, it's not like he's gonna be able to scold you anyway. The man's dead, so out with it.
旦那様がおっしゃるには、黄金伝説を裏付ける黄金は一つしか見つかっていないのだそうです。
そうでしたな。確か金蔵さんがマルソーの会長さんに黄金の山を見せて、その一本を持ち帰らせたというような話だったはずです。
その一つをですね、旦那様はお持ちになられていたのです。そしてこうもおっしゃっておりました。親方様の黄金伝説を裏付ける黄金はこれ
So then
一つしかないとも。
pray tell, did these 3 bars come from?
旦那様ってクラウスおじさんの
I mean,
話だよな。
pretty easy for a witch to make him appear,
ってことはなんだ？じゃなくて3つ？
Yeah, that's some pretty good math there you did there,
おい
Battler.
おい、どこから出てきたんだよ。多すぎるぜ。
こうは考えられませんか。他の親族の方もそれぞれ見つけておられて、それを一つずつ持ち寄られたとか。
Okay.
いや、私はそうは思いません。親族の皆さんがお屋敷に来られた時、
Yeah, you would feel if
私は
someone
皆
had
さ
a
んの荷物を預からせてもらっ
gold
ています。
bar in their fucking baggage.
その時、不審な重さは感じませんでした。
あれは
Very
10キロくらい
dense
はあった
metal.
と思う。そんな重さが荷物に入っていたら僕だって気づくよ。でも
Yeah, I
そ
feel
んな
like
雰囲気
someone
は
had
な
a
かった。
dumbbell in there.
うちも同じだぜ。せいぜい着替えと常備薬、キリエさんの化粧道具、そんなもんだったと思う。
They'd have to have a real strong sphincter in order to like keister that gold and
ロー
sneak
ザ
it
おばさんの
on.
荷物も軽そうに見えたぜ。
となるとその3つ積まれた金塊は彼らあるいは僕らに示されたものということになるね。
Say nothing of the pointy edges.
黄金伝説は間違いなく存在する。幻想なんかじゃない。それを暴いてみろと。
それの隠し場所を
Throwing
示
down
し
a
た
couple breadcrumbs.
秘文を私たちに解かせて横取りしようという魂胆でしょうか。
確かにそれが一番筋が通る。
Yeah, if you think about it logically, but we're dealing with a illogical being
しかし
here.
腑に落ちない点もいくつかあるぜ。まず秘文を一番解けそうな人物である親たちが真っ先に殺されてる。
They've had the longest to ruminate on it and try to
これはい
solve
き
it
な
up
り
by
矛盾がある
themselves.
ように思う。そしてここがもっと腑に落ちない。黄金伝説は実在するって言って
Axing your
どう
best
して
leads
黄
is
金が
pretty
積めるんだ。
is a pretty interesting move if you're trying to find something.
まるで犯人はもう自分だけは黄金を見つけていて、お前らも見つけてみろって言ってるみたいに見えるじゃないか。
犯人もクラウスおじさんのようにその3本を手に入れ黄金伝説を確信し残りを僕らに探させようとしていると考えるのが一番しっくりくる。
Alright, there's just more floating around in the system that they gathered.
チェス盤に駒がちっとも並ばね
Yeah, someone's got like the fucking battleship and thimble on the chessboard.
え。犯人が何を企んでいて
I prefer
何
to
をし
do
たいの
the
か何を
old
させたいの
shoe.
かが
That's
さっ
my
ぱり
favorite
だ。
Monopoly piece.
無駄なのか。何を考えても今の時点では
Yeah, like what does the battleship do on the chessboard? Can it like attack from range without like actually move and get to the piece that it's attacking?
書いてあるよ。 何をさせたいかは。
Yeah, just find the gold, man.
みんなは文字読めないのかな。
Maria suddenly laughed in a creepy voice. Thought she'd been concentrating on the TV, but she'd been listening in too, apparently. I mean, she's got 2 ears. As she remained facing the TV, she very simply told us what we were forgetting.
ベアトリーチェは黄金が欲しいなんて一言も言ってないよ。ベアトリーチェは碑文の謎をみんなが解けるか解けないか、それどうせ無理だろうって思ってるに違いないけどね。
マリアには
Yeah, you know, the
それが解けるってのか。
destination that matters, it's the journey, you know. The real gold of the Ushirmiya family was the friends we made along the way.
知らない。だってマリアは黄金鏡へ連れてってもらうんだもん。ベアトリーチェの邪魔なんかしないよ。あ、痛い。
Whack.
どうやらこれ以上を知るにはマリアに話を聞くほかないようだな。マリア、聞かせてもらう
Yep,
ぜ。
out with it. You love feeling superior, so
ベア
fucking
トリーチ
spill the
ェってのは
beans.
何者だ。何を企んでるんだ。
Beatrice, the golden witch, yada yada yada.
ベアトリーチェはね、
Yeah.
魔女なの。
Huh, one small problem with that, Maria. Witches aren't real.
不思議な力で何でもできる。魔法の力で何でもできる。黄金も生み出せるし、パンも生み出せる。もちろんお菓子だって生み出せるよ。
bread. I need some carbs.
見たでしょ。
Yeah, what was that? At the time, everyone jumped at the sound of the door being closed forcefully. Oh, hey. We turned around to find that at some point, Rosa had returned, bringing Genji and Shannon. Then she rapidly approached Maria, her heels clacking, and hit her sharply on the cheek.
そんな話はやめなさい。バトラ君たちが気を悪くするでしょ。
Without waiting for a response, she slapped Maria's cheek once more. Everyone could only stand there, shocked.
ではわからないわよ。はいわ。
Oh yeah, she normally waits till everyone's gone before doing this. She mercilessly, oh my god. Mercilessly, without mercy, slapped Maria's cheek again. Oh god. Ooh. Don't make fun of me. I got a fat tongue. I can't do too many syllables like that. Maybe she didn't feel like resisting after being hit twice. Maria weakly said yes.
ローザさん、そこまでひどくすることはない。
娘に対する教育です。口は挟まないでいただきます。
The atmosphere around Rosa, with Genji and Shannon in tow, was somehow cold and yet dignified. Completely different from how she was before she left. We saw that Auntie Rosa was holding something that looked like a gun. Couldn't imagine that she had brought it back, that she'd brought back a toy in this situation.
ローザおばさん、それは。
She's good!
お父様のものです。このような事態ですので、特別に借りてきました。みんなだって分かってるはず。犯人はまだ近くにいるのですから、何があるか分からない。
同感です。犯人が何を
Gotta
企んで
stay
いるかを
strapped.
探るよ
Keep
り
that
も、
thing on you.
僕たちは身の安全を先に考えた方が
I
いい
think
か
I
も
got
し
my
れな
gun
い
on。my desk still. Yeah, I do. From when some cats were fighting outside and I had to go break them up. But I didn't know it was cats. It just sounded like someone was shuffling around in the bushes near my house. So I got it. I got the trigger locked. No! My gun doesn't have a safety switch. It has like a retracting pin on the hammer, so that way you can't even cock it back if it's locked. Don't play with guns. They're dangerous. So don't just go dry firing them like that, like I did on camera. 357 will really fucking mess your day up. And locked. I gotta remember to move that back upstairs. I keep scaring myself when I open my drawer to get like a piece of chocolate because that's where I store it. And I just see a gun. I'm like, ugh.
お父様はご無事でしたが、突然の出来事に多少取り乱していました。幸いにも部屋からは出ないと言っていますので安全でしょう。あと、
Yeah, he's a big boy.
私たちは極力同じ場所に集まるべきです。
同感だぜ。相手がどこに潜んでいるのかもわからねえし、何しろ一人という保証もねえんだ。
What? I shivered at the words that had come out of my own mouth. That's right. Could a single person kill 6 people and create such a horrible scene all alone? Isn't it natural to assume that this crime was carried out by multiple culprits?
ローザさんに同感です。私たちは一ところに集まるのがいいでしょうな。
ええ、私もそれが良いと思いますよ。ええ。
お嬢様たちももうそろそろこちらへお呼びした方がいいかもしれません。
Yeah, you should probably go get them. Or, you know,
そうだね。
find them.
もう降りてきてもらおう。
George and Nikki made to grab the extension phone, but Yoda-san shook his head. Oh, right. Can't use the phones right now.
俺と何人かで行ってこよう。ジョージの兄貴に
Squad up?
ゴーダさんも来てくれれば十分だろ。
Yeah, that's enough muscle to deal with anything.
いいえ、みんなで一緒に行きましょう。狼と羊のパズルなど。
But, yeah.
私たちがここに揃い安定しているなら、この状態が一番安全。
狼と羊のパ
Don't
ズル。
stray from the pack.
おお、マリア持ってるよ。見せてあげ
What
る。
is that? Is that like the fucking, the chicken, the fox and like the grain? You gotta move them across a river, but there's only one boat, so you gotta move them in a certain order so they don't eat each other.
マリア、テレビを消しなさい。ゲンジさん、ジェシカちゃんの部屋を教えてください。みんなで行きましょう。
はい、ご案内いたします。
さあみんな、一緒に行動するわよ。私の指示に従って。
You stood up. Marie alone looked like she had some lingering attachment to the TV, but she went along with everyone for now and got up.
シャノン、よかった。戻りが遅いから
Hey,
少
Shen,
し
you
心配して
can
た
you
よ。
do that like fucking magic sword thing too?
ご心配をおかけしました。親方様より筆行のご命令があったもので。
Oh yeah, he was doing his will.
執行？
シャン、
Shh, 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 shh.
すみません。
Maybe not the best time to bring that up. There's more pressing matters to attend to. We headed for Jessica's room, led by Genji-san and Auntie Rosa holding the gun. Jessica and Cannon are a boy and a girl of about the same age. It sure would be a shame if we walked in on them at a bad time, is what I have joked about normally, I'm sure. However, Auntie Rosa was on edge, constantly exuding tension. So it really wasn't the kind of atmosphere where I could joke like that.
ほら、遅れないで。みんな一緒に行動するの。犯人はいつどこから飛びかかってくるかわからないのよ。
No, maybe Auntie Rosa's attitude was more appropriate. Since Grandfather hadn't come down, Auntie Rosa was the leader. This wasn't a situation where she could smile like she always did. And Auntie Rosa was herself a mother. She probably also thought that, if she didn't get a hold of herself, some harm might befall her beloved daughter. The culprit had killed 6 of our parents at once. The method they had used was unknown, but there was a good chance that this opponent could take down a large number of people in an instant. Oh, was that with weapons or with numbers? Or was it the magic of a witch? In any case, it definitely didn't look like there were any factors indicating we could get careless. The rest of us should also take much, much greater care, like Auntie Rosa.
みんな止まって。
Auntie Rosa spoke in a sharp voice. As we peered forward, wondering what was up, we immediately noticed the reason.
なんですかこれは。
That's the one for like unlocking doors or whatever, yeah?
皆様、お下がりを。
Goto-san and Genji-san approached the door. Jessica's room was probably on the other side of that door.
これは礼拝堂の扉に落書きしていたのと同じ塗料のようですね。
そのようです。書かれてまだ時間がそう経っていないように見えます。
Still vet?
なんだありゃ。また魔法陣かよ。
Well, it's not really a circle.
月の1の魔法陣だね。赤の扉を開く力があるよ。
The door to Jessica's room had that creepy graffiti on it which had been drawn on the door to the chapel. That strange shape definitely had some meaning related to the occult. It didn't matter what the meaning was. We were more worried about whether those two were alright.
そんなことはどうでもいいよ。ジェシカちゃんとカノン君は無事なの？
嫌な予感がしますな。
Yeah.
早くジェシカさんたちを連れて下に降りましょう。
Well, about
お嬢様
that.
お嬢様おられますか。お返事をお願いします。
Goda-san knocked violently and yelled, but there was no answer. He twisted the doorknob with a clatter, but the lock just resisted him.
ローザ様、鍵がかかっているようです。
仕方ないわ。開けてください。
Genji nodded, and Goda quickly unlocked the door with the master key. In the back of my mind, purple images floated up and disappeared, one after another. The magic circle had been drawn on the door to the chapel, and 6 corpses had been behind that. So, there was a magic circle drawn on the door to Jessica's room, and beyond it...
ジェシカ様。
どうしたの？いたの？
ジェシカ。
yeah, but...
どうした？
You guys are a little late. That was truly heartless. The expression on Goda-san's face and what he said when he opened the door prepared us for the brutal fate that Jessica might have met, even without seeing her. Everyone tumbled into Jessica's room at once, and Scene told everyone that their worst fears were right on the mark. God, my fucking monitor is dark and at a weird angle with the light. Okay, her eyes are just super wide open. They just look like black voids from where I was sitting.
なんてこと。南條先生。
That's a rough spot to get hit. The room seemed elegant for Jessica's age, and there she was inside it, lying on the ground. There was a large pool of blood on the floor. There was a knife or something sticking deep into her back. Was it a knife? There was a design on the handle that had to have been done in a devil motif. There's no doubt that this weapon carried some kind of occult meaning.
これはひどい。お亡くなりになっています。これは多分肺まで届いてるでしょうが、死んでからそう時間は経っていません。
ジェシカー！くそ！くそー！
バトラ様。
甘かった。分かってた。
Yep, shouldn't have let him split up.
島からは逃げられない以上、犯人は必ず近くにいたんだ。ならどうしてすぐに警戒しなかったんだ。
You can't help it. You're a dumb kid.
犯人ってやつは罪を犯したらこそこそと逃げて隠れてるもんだと思い込んでた。
あの時の僕たちは動転してた。ジェシカちゃんが怒りに身を任せて駆け出すのも仕方がないことだと思ってた。でも甘かったんだ。止めるべきだった。
幸田さん、どうしてジェシカちゃんたちを放ってきちゃったの？
Well, he thought he was being, giving them their appropriate space.
あなたが一緒にいてくれたらこんなことには。
No, don't go there. Goda would have just died too.
いえ、それは私は危険ですから戻りましょうと言いました。ただお嬢様は一人になりたいと申しまして、観音さんが自分に任せてほしいと言いまして、それを言ったら観音さんはどこへ？
Oh, yeah.
そうだ、 カノ君は一体。
He was supposed to have been fucking dead here too.
カノン君どこに。
カノンさんはお嬢様と一緒にいたはずです。一体どこに。
まさかやられたんじゃないだろうな。
Look, it's been like 5 days since I recorded that part. No wait, he got dragged away, didn't he? Because Beatrice was all like, "Oh, separated even in death." Ha 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 ha. Ain't that funny? But characters. Jessica found in her own room in the mansion with a weapon shaped like a stake having been rammed into her back. At the very end, she got to be with the person she loved. She must have been happy. Cannon missing. The witch erased his corpse for fun. That alone threw them into chaos. The human world is what it is, and what is not is undoubtedly fantasy. Fantasy depicts what they themselves fear. Sure.
静かに。この部屋に誰か隠れているかもしれない。
Oh yeah. Ooh, Beatrice just under the bed.
ベッドの下やクローゼットなどを探して。
There's also a chance that Kennan's corpse had been pushed away somewhere. At Rosa-san's orders, everybody searched the room together. But there wasn't a single human hiding anywhere.
どこにもないぜ。まさか犯人に連れ出されたか。
Yep.
なら早く探し出して助けないと。もたもたしてるとやばいことになるかもしれねえぞ。
I mean, there's also the line of thought you really don't want to go down, you know, when you're thumb and thinking that maybe Cannon did it.
ローザおばさん、屋敷内を捜索しよう。犯人を探そう。カノン君を助け出そう。
Unless there's like 2 pools of blood.
静かに。
Auntie Rosa yelled at us loudly. We fell instantly silent. She was probably contemplating something. What in the world could that be? Auntie Rosa walked around the room as though looking for something, as though she was collecting her thoughts. Then, she found something on the side table of the bed and picked it up.
誰かわかる人。教えて。これは何の鍵かしら。
Auntie Rosa showed everyone a key with a cute mascot attached to it. Judging from its cute appearance, I didn't doubt that it was Jessica's key, but I had no way of knowing what key it was.
おそらくこの部屋のお嬢様のお部屋の鍵でしょう。
After hearing that, Auntie Rosa made a point of going outside the door and checking. Without a doubt, it was the key to this room.
どうしてこんなところに置いてあるのかしら。普通大事な鍵はポケットとかにしまわないかしら。
I mean, she's wearing a skirt.
お嬢様はご自分の部屋に施錠さ
I
れ
know
る習
some skirts
慣
don't
は
have pockets.
あまりありませんでした。
Well, her like jacket, her blazer has a pocket on it, so there's that theory.
ただ学校に行かれる時だけは旦那様などに勝手に部屋を見られたくないと言って施錠されていたようですが。
Dad, get out of my room!
登校してるわけじゃないから、ジェシカちゃんがここに鍵を置くのは
Nothing
自然な
suspicious
こ
about
と
it.
という。この扉を開けられる鍵はいくつあるの？
That one, the master key, I imagine?
お嬢様がお持ちの一つだけですが。
あなたたちのマスターキーでは開けられないの？
開けられます。
マスターキーは何本あるの？使用人の人は全員持ってるの？余剰分はある？
はい、私たちは全員が持っています。余剰分はどうでしょう。
以前は何本かありましたが、奥様に不用心だと強くお叱りを受けまして、対応が取られたはずです。
そうです。私たち使用人が一本ずつ持つのみです。それ以外は存在しません。
ちょいと待て。確か前回のゲームじゃマスターキーには余剰分があるって話じゃなかったのか。
それについてだがな、 所在不明のマスターキーが何本もあってはわらわにあまりに不利であることに気づいたのだ。
No secret items allowed?
そりゃそうだろうよ。密室で俺に魔法を信じさせたいお前にとっちゃ想定外のマスターキーは非常に不利だろうよ。何しろ俺は世情に関するトリックが登場するたびに過去に紛失したマスターキーやその複製を犯人が所持していてって論法で対抗していくつもりだったからよ。
そうよ、その通り。だからそこを崩す一手を打たせてもらうことにした。
I'll allow
設
it.
定を変更する。マスターキーは使用人たちがそれぞれ持つ一本のみ。
ふざけやがって。それより
Well, now that Cannon's gone, you could have pilfered his.
こりゃどういう手なんだ。ローザおばさんは何を言っているんだ。
Well, let's let it play out and see,
さあな
see what happens.
話に耳を傾けてみるがよかろう。
Maybe get the entire picture first.
ありがとう。状況が整理できたわ。そしてジェシカちゃんを襲った犯人、あるいはその一味の一人を特定できたわ。
Yeah, Cannon.
なんだって。
At least that's what I imagine she's gonna
それは
say.
誰だよ。
まさかローザおばさんはカノン君のことを言ってるんじゃないでしょうね。
カノン君が
Well,
どうしてですか？
he had a key. He's unaccounted for right now.
この部屋は施錠されていたわ。そしてこの部屋に施錠できる鍵は使用人のみんなが持っているマスターキーと、ジェシカちゃんが持っているこの鍵しかない。でもジェシカちゃんの鍵はここに閉じ込められていた。ということは施錠できたのはマ
Which
スター
means
キー
they
しかあ
couldn't
りえ
have
ない。
used that key to lock the door. Assuming it's one of those doors where you can't like lock it from one side and then close it, like the deadbolt doesn't allow it. Like there's some locks like that. Like my front door, I can lock it from the inside and then, close it as I'm walking out and it stays locked. I don't know the mechanics of the locks to Jessica's door.
おっしゃる通りです。
So couldn't have been her key
となれば
on the desk.
誰かがジェシカちゃんを殺し、
So it had to
そ
have
して
been
施
one
錠
of
し
the
たことにな
master
る。
keys.
その人物はマスターキーを持っていたわ。そしてマスターキーを持っていた人物は5人しかいない。
Yeah, and
そんな
there's 4 of you here.
私ではありませんよ、私では。そんなことできません。
熊沢さんは朝が遅かった。私たちが礼拝堂から客間に戻ってきて、そこで会ったわけだけど、
You could have done it.
それまでの間あなた
have
が
no
どこで
alibi.
何をしていたかは証明不能。物陰から私たちを伺っていて、孤立したジェシカちゃんたちの後を追い、こっそり襲いかかった。
私がお嬢
Saying
様のところを訪
Kunosawa
れ、
fucking lugged away Cannon's corpse with her
こ
fucking
んなむご
arthritic
い
knees
ことを
and
した
back.
とおっしゃるのですか。あんまりにございます。
No, she could always like load him onto like the bottom of a serving cart and just fucking kick the trolley down the hallway.
あんまりですともう。
合田さんだってどうです？
I don't think Rosa really thinks she did it, but she's just applying pressure to like,
あなたはカノン君
See
に
if
ジ
you
ェシカ
crack.
ちゃんを任せて帰ってきたと言ったわ。でも本当なのかしら。本当は2人を殺してカノン君の死体を隠して、それで何食わぬ顔で戻ってきたんじゃないのかしら。
そんなことはありません。このゴーダ誓ってそのようなことはいたしません。
Yeah, does your name like really worth that much?
私たちでもありません。私たちは親方様のご命令で。
ええ、あなたと源氏さんについてだけは
Yeah,
大
you
丈
guys
夫。
got alibis.
お父様から聞いた話でそれは裏付けられてる。2人はお父様の部屋でずっと筆行と立ち会いをしていた。お父様と私が保証するわ。
ありがとうございます。
こうなれば 郷田さんと熊沢さんのどちらかが怪しいという論法になると思うの。私もこの部屋に入った最初はそう思った。でもね、おかしいと思ったの。ジェシカちゃんの遺体の様子を見て、みんなはおかしいと思わない？
I mean, it doesn't look like much of a struggle, just...
おかしいと言われますと
You know, it's real, tough to stab someone in the back when, you know, they'd be trying to fight you off. Normally you don't try to fight someone off with your back turned to them.
ジェシカちゃんは背中を刺されてるの。ほら、よく一般的に言うでしょ。背中を刺された事件は顔見知りが犯人の可能性が高いって。部屋に気を許せないような人を招き入れて背中を無防備にさらしたりなんか絶対にしない。
まさかローザ様はそれをカノン君だとおっしゃるんですか？
ええ、私たちは殺される直前のジェシカちゃんの様子をよく知ってる。両親の無残な遺体を見てジェシカちゃんはかなりパニックを起こしてた。そしてその後に冷静を取り戻し、ひどく落ち込んだだろうことは容易に想像できる。
Easy to manipulate a vulnerable, emotionally damaged woman.
そんなジェシカちゃん
That
が
devilish
一
cannon.
人で部屋に閉じこもったという心理はとても理解できるの。
He used his brooding arms in order to get close to her and then...
この辺りの経緯は郷田さんの話とも一致するわ。一人にしてくれと言ったジェシカちゃん、そして年も近く思春期の関係もあったかもしれないカノン君は自分に任せてほしいと言った気持ち、本当によくわかるの。そしてだからこそカノン君をジェシカちゃんは部屋に迎え入れたと思うの。でも郷田さんや熊沢さんだったらどうかしら。部屋に入れてもらえたかしら。
Maybe? I can kind of see her letting maybe Kumasawa in, but I don't know much about...
私はお嬢様に信頼を得ていたと信じています。ではありますが、その
Yeah, to like hang out in her room?
なら郷田さんもやはり容疑者の一人ね。郷田さんは多分ジェシカちゃんには好かれてないと思ってたから、ナーバスなジェシカちゃんは部屋に入れなかったと思う。だから犯人ではありえないって思ったんだけど。
いえ、その残念ながらお嬢様にはお認めいただけていなかったかもしれません。熊沢さんはどうですか？
私どもね、女組は年が離れすぎていてお嬢様のような若い方の気持ちはなかなか汲み取れません。お嬢様も私たちに心は開かなかったでしょうともねえ、郷田さん。
Yeah, totally.
そうです。私たちではとても心を開かなかっ
The
たでしょ
little
う。
tag team you got right here.
長身のお嬢様が私たちを部屋に入れてくれたわけなどありません。
Yoda and Kumasawa Bachan each clasped their hands together, affirming with each other with forced smiles on their faces. It was a really unpleasant routine.
昇進のジェシカちゃんは部屋に入ることを許した人物、無防備な背中を許した人物。
Oh yeah, she would have definitely given her, you know, a little access to her defenseless back. If you know what I mean.
そしてその人物はマスターキーを持っていた。それらが示すのは一人。
Now there's a famous line from another VN about, you know, something being defenseless, you know. No.
カノン君しかありえないのよ。
待ってください。カノン君は決してそんなことは。
あら、じゃあ他に誰が？
Was it you?
やっぱり郷田さんか熊沢さんが怪しいの。シャノンちゃんはどっちが疑わしいと思う？
Yeah, you get to pick which one gets shot.
私は。
私ではありませんよ、シャノンさん。私ではありませんとも。
もちろん私でもありません。お嬢様と仲が良かったのはカノンさんとあとシャノンさんじゃありません
Yep,
か。
right under the bus, cannon goes.
ああ、 そうだったわね。シャノンちゃんならジェシカちゃんも部屋に入れてくれるかもしれない。
Yeah, they're gal pals.
でもあなたはお父様のところにいたはず。
Yeah, you weren't there at the time.
でも実は
You were here killing Jessica and Cannon.
シャノンが犯人のわけはない。
And Genji's just covering for you
お
for
じい様のところ
some
で
reason.
大切な用事をしていたとさっき言ったはず。
分かってる。シャノンちゃんとゲンジさんは犯人じゃない。
You just gotta explore every avenue,
ずっと
even if
一
it's
緒にい
dead
た
end.
とお父様に認めてる。さてみんなはどう考えるかしら。
Asked that, no one could respond. Because even if someone did argue back, they would then have to offer the name of a different suspicious person. No matter whose name it was, that person was here. No one could do something like that. Once Rosa glanced at everyone in turn, fingering the gun like it was a toy. Maybe don't like play with the trigger? Por favor? She seems so different from the normal kind, Auntie Rosa. No, it's probably because I still don't feel how much danger we're in. Maybe until Auntie Rosa's attitude seemed natural to me, I wasn't fully appreciating the danger.
意見はないよね。じゃあ私の意見を言うわ。カノン君が死体なき犠牲者である可能性はもちろん否定できない。でも死体が見つからない限り、カノン君が容疑者である可能性も全く否定できないわ。
Fair.
ひょっとするとカノン君は犯人に襲われてどこかに
Doesn't feel good
監
to
禁
think
され
like
てい
that,
る
but you know you gotta.
というような口実でひょっこりと現れるかもしれない。でも用心して。多分おそらくいやカノン君がジェシカちゃんを殺した。
Dun dun dun!
バカな。
私には信じられません。
Understandable, because it's not true, it's not what happened, but
お嬢様をなんてあんまりです。
you guys have to at least, think of the possibility.
僕もシャノンに同じだよ。カノン君が犯人だと決めつけることには反対だ。
なら
You're being
大田
emotional.
さんと熊沢さんどっちが犯人なの？怪しい方を教えて。
私たちではありません。
ありません。
カノン君じゃなくてこの扉を施錠
I
でき
know,
るのは
Rosa, just
誰な
because you
の？
got the gun doesn't mean you're judge, jury, and executioner.
シャノンちゃん、ジョージ君、ねえねえねえね
Once Rosa closed in on Shen, Chen, and Zorjaniki, laughing unpleasantly. Look, just because you're always like the runt getting picked on, now that you got a little bit of power, don't go fucking crazy with it, okay? Of course, I couldn't say anything back. They wanted to believe in Cannon-kun. But if they did, I would have to suspect the other servants. They would. The simplest culprit was the mystery guest Beatrice. But she was nothing more than a guest and didn't have a master key. And if Beatrice was the culprit without a master key, we have to accept the argument that she really is a witch and lock the door with the power of magic? Or she just absconded with Cannon's body and took the key out of his pocket?
何を悩む。わらわのせいにしてしまえ。19人目の謎の来客のせいにすればよいではないか。そうすれば人間どもの醜い押し付け合いを見ずに済むぞ。
つまりなんだよ。犯人は19人目の来客ベアトリーチェ。
But how'd she get in?
こいつは魔女だからマスターキーがなくても魔法で施錠できた。
I mean, I'm pretty sure they locked the door behind them when they were in the room, so the real question shouldn't be how she locked the door leaving. It should be how she unlocked the door to get in.
そいつを認め
Another
ろ
fucking
ってのかよ。
locked door mystery.
ふざけるな。ふざけるな、ふざけるな。
前回のゲームでお前の弱点は知り尽くしている。
Yeah, neither of you have like any good poker faces.
さあどうするどうする。お前はわらわを絶対に認めないのだったな。ならカノンというちょうどいい生贄を使えばよ。
That means suspecting one of our friends!
カノンがジェシカを殺した。ローザの説を支持すればこの場は丸く収まるぞ。カノンはもう死んでいるのだ。死者に気遣う必要などあるまい。そしてこの場にいる誰も疑わずに済む。
Yeah, fucking yuck it up.
畜生！お前を認めたりはしない。でもカノン君が犯人だなんてそんなことはありえない。
Because he robbed Jessica.
私は誰も疑いたくはありません。
Enlightened centrist Nanjo.
しかし疑わしきは黒ということもあるにはあります。とにかく用心するに越したことはないでしょうな。
いや、
南條先生、それはどういう意味ですか？
The safe thing to do in this situation is be open to the possibility that it was King.
その勘違いしないでください。私はカノンさんを犯人だと決めつけたいわけじゃない。しかし事情がわかるまで、カノンさんが犯人の可能性もあると。
It would be irresponsible to not at least, have that in the back of your mind.
そう思っておいた方が安全だというのです。
そうですわね。
Yep.
用心はしてしすぎるこ
Especially
と
when
はあり
bodies
ま
are
せん
turning
も
up
の。
left and right. Didn't seem as though anyone blamed Nanjo. In reality, no one thought that Ken-kun was the culprit. But if they didn't suspect him, they would have to suspect one of the servants here. We didn't want to do that. We didn't want to suspect. We didn't want to be suspected.
それで正解よ。警戒してしすぎるということはない。それについて異論はないわね。いい？この殺人事件にはお父様の黄金伝説が関わっている可能性がとても高い。だとすれば数百億円の莫大な黄金を独り占めしようと企む何者かの犯行に違いない。それだけのお金が手に入れば、どこの国でも生涯遊んでくれてるわ。そのためなら私たちを皆殺しにすることだってあるかもしれない。マスターキーを持っていないという理由でジェシカちゃん殺しについてだけは19人目の来客ベアトリーチェを容疑者から外した。
Okay.
でも事件に関わってないとは言えないわ。何しろ莫大な黄金ですもの。犯人は複数人いる可能性だって否定できない。
Yeah, they could have formed a impromptu
今
alliance.
この瞬間この中に犯人に買収されている人間が混じっているかもしれない。
Maybe like a little bit of cut of the gold, if you help whack a few people. Santi Rosa yelled. She looked all around, her gun still raised. Don't believe anyone. Suspect the person next to you. That's what she was saying. No one wanted to suspect. They don't want to suspect anyone here. That weakness in their hearts demanded an answer from those not here.
容疑者でないと信じることができるのは2つしかない。自分自身と、そして死体になったものだけよ。それはカノン君も同じ。死体が見つからない限り、彼はジェシカちゃん殺しの最有力容疑者なのよ。だから用心して、もし生きてたとしても何かの理由を取り繕っても絶対に信用しちゃダメよ。いいわね。
Gotta look out for number one above all else. No one gave an answer of their own initiative. However, those who met Auntie Rosa's eyes had to nod their heads. Humans are social beings. In other words, from the time they were born, trusting each other is imprinted in their genes. It is unpleasant to go against that. They definitely don't want to suspect anyone. But if they had to suspect someone, they thought that choosing one of the people not here right now would be the most acceptable. For just the reason of acceptability, they had passively chosen to sacrifice Cannon. This is ridiculous. I definitely don't want to believe that Cannon-kun is the culprit. I only just heard it from George Aniki. Not only were those two close in age, they also had that adolescent relationship Auntie Rosa had mentioned. Maybe a little late now, but yes, really did have that kind of air about them. After seeing their parents' tragic bodies, Jessica, bearing deep wounds in her heart, would only have trusted Cannon-kun. It's a very conceivable story, so I don't like it. Cannon-kun was the only one she trusted, so she wouldn't have let anybody but Cannon-kun in. So he was the only one who could have killed Jessica. I just can't accept that line of argument.
わかった。カノン君がもし現れても油断しないで。カノン君の無実を証明できない限り、私たちはジェシカちゃん殺しの犯人をカノン君だと仮定します。
Auntie Rosa made that claim. By using the ever so slightly vague word suppose, ultimately, she gave everybody that little push they needed. Everyone nodded weakly, and under the excuse that they were just temporarily supposing it, they concluded that Cannon was the culprit who had killed Jessica. I wonder what the dead Jessica and Cannon would think if they could hear this exchange. Jessica was crying. She was crying in the chest of the person who had put his life on the line to fight for her, Cannon. It was frustrating. So frustrating that it felt like her chest would explode. She grieved and resented how far the dignity of the dead had been trampled. I didn't know the dead had like fish bowls on their head. It's the logical thing. You can't blame him. So is this like, are they the ghost crewmates now that they've got bonked by the imposter? Now they're just like floating around, watching? You know, everyone's just like, man, that Beatrice is like pretty sus right now. I'll be honest, I only played like 2 games of Among Us, like when it first came out. I'm like, yeah, this is alright, but, you know, not really for me. The only way to explain how Beatrice is getting everywhere is that she's venting. Oh, fuck, I got brain worms. Yeah. Evil Cannon is killing people in the shadows. And what is true is decided by majority rules.
What happened to Beatrice that you had to fucking turn out like this? Hearing the voices of the dead is a little too early in the story for that to happen. Yeah, you know, taking the L is pretty frustrating. You got it pretty bad. The fattest of L's.
気づいてくれよ。ガノン君は犯人じゃない。
Ah, come on.
行くなよ。
Okay, Battler, go up to bat.
頼むから、そのままで終わりにしないで。行かないで。行かないで。
Rosa proclaimed that this room should be sealed until the police came. The rest didn't want to suspect each other, so they happily accepted that. They accepted Cannon as the tentative culprit. Without even imagining how much disgrace that gave to the dead, they accepted it.
お嬢様、もういいんです。ありがとう。
Yeah, oh. Can we only have 4 sprites on screen at a single time?
行くなよみんな。交渉だよ。戻ってくれ。
Oh no, they're just walking
この
out.
まま私たちを残さないで。ガノン君を犯人扱いのままにしないで。
Man, it sure sucks to be Jessica, huh?
届かぬわ。死者の嘆きは決して届かぬ。笑わせる。笑わせるぞ、お前のその顔。届くと思ってるだろう。届かないんだよ、ジェシカ。
You just love being evil, huh?
全然
You
ダ
gotta
メ
appreciate a
だ。
character, though, that's completely, like, just, like, loves being evil. They're not trying to, like, justify it. They're like, nah, this is great. It's just funny.
バトラ君、何か言う？
Our idealist young man here, he would never allow this.
ああ、ダメだ。全然ダメだな。
At the time, everyone made to leave the room. Only Battler had his back to them, and he was still looking down at Jessica's body.
全然ダメって、どういうこと？何か異論でもあるの？
警戒しようって話にだけは賛成する。だがカノン君が犯人ってことにしようって話を悪いが拒否させてもらう。
ほう、ここで食いついてくるとは。カノンが犯人ではなく、しかもわらわの仕業でもないならば、この
実を言うとそれについてはお手上げだ。
Just going with emotion here.
まったく俺はどうして全然ダメだなんて言っちまったんだ。自分の言動には責任を持たねえとな。理論武装ゼロの都市空間だから。
Sometimes you just gotta go with your gut,
俺
huh?
はこれ以上指を加えてないぜ。
バトラ様。
カノン君が
Nope.
犯人ではないという証拠でもあるのかい？
The expression that rose to those two faces was definitely expectant. They didn't want to believe that Cannon was the culprit. In truth, they believed in Cannon. So this expectation was because they wanted it to be made, because they wanted to be made to believe in him even more strongly. Ooh, that sentence fucked me up. Moving on.
バトラ君は他の使用人の誰を疑うの？郷田さん？それとも熊沢さん？
よせよ、ローザおばさん。俺は熊沢のばあちゃんという人をよく知ってる。たまに仕事をサボってたりするが、
Yeah.
いつだって人を楽しくさせようとする人だ。たとえ金に目がくらんだとしても殺しだけはする人じゃねえ。
バトラさん。
She's just the kind of person who needs mackerel
ゴー
to
ダ
be
さんと
happy.
は
Who gives a
俺
shit
は昨
about
日会った
money?
ばかりだ。正直この人のことはまだよく理解していない。だが分かったことがある。
Yeah, he cares about his reputation.
私は
こんなに楽しそうに飯を作る人を俺は同じなんだよ。熊沢のばあちゃんと同じだ。郷田さんは人を喜ばせるのが好きな人なんだ。そんな人が
Born for the service
自分の
industry.
飯をうまいと褒めてくれた人、たとえ金を積まれたって殺すもんか。
ならバトラ君は誰がジェシカちゃんを殺したというの？
Beatrice.
マスターキーでしか施錠できないこの部屋に誰がジェシカちゃんを閉じ込めたというの？
待ちな。 それを論じる前に俺ははっきりさせておく。誰々が犯人でないなら誰々が犯人という話がしたいんじゃない。俺は単にカノン君が犯人だということは断じてありえない。
犯人がカノンではないということを立どうやって。
実に簡単なことさ。
Well, spell it out for me, Battler, because I'm
見落
dumb.
とすところだったぜ。ベアト、副将要求言えるもんなら言ってみろ。カノン君はマスターキーを持っていた。
ほう。
Okay.
カノン君はマスターキーを持っていない。どうしてそんなことがわかるの？
さっき俺はゴーダさんに話を聞いた。カノン君と別れる直前、ジェシカが貴賓室に殴り込みに行ったってあたりの話だ。ゴーダさん、あんたはちゃんと覚えてたよ。
What, did Goda have to unlock it for
あ
them?
んたはカノン君の名誉を守った。
私がですか？
同じ話は僕も聞いてたよ。でも僕にはよくわからなかった。説明してくれるかい？
Pretty sure that's
バト
how
ラ
it
君
went down.
そうさ。
You'll have to excuse my bad
ジェ
memory.
シカは貴賓室の鍵を開け
Most
る
people
と
reading it on their own, you know, they can just fucking blow through like 7 hours of EM
カノン君に
straight, so,
鍵
you
を
know.
借りたが
It's a
Kaya-san.
little easy to remember. Huh. Details.
だからカノン君はマスターキーを持っていないんだ。
Oh, so it was on Jessica.
それはどうかな。確かにゴーダの記憶
Yeah,
上で
hypothetically, you know,
マスタ
once
ー
they
キー
were
を
in
カノ
here,
ン
he
に
could
返
have
し
gotten
て
it
はい
back.
ない。しかしゴーダが見ていないところで返したかもしれない。それが絶対になかったと。カノンの死体のポケットを調べればそれは立証できるだろうが、それはできない。証明は不可能だ。
全然ダメだな。実に簡単なことじゃねえか。
Yeah, they locked the door and they left.
それじゃあカノン君は鍵を持ってなかったというの？
ああ、そしてその証拠はジェシカを調べればわかるはずだ。
That she doesn't have the
ジ
key.
ェシカのポケットにカノン君のマスターキーが入ってるはず。南條先生、調べてく
Had
れる
my
か？
thinking backwards. Yeah, go touch the body, Doc. Nanjo dashed up to Jessica and searched in her jacket pocket. Everyone hoped for it. Please, be there.
ありましたぞ。これですかな。
はい、それがマスターキーです。間違いありません。
At Genji's statement, there was a small ooh of joyful voices.
それがカノン君のマスターキーだ。もう一度言うぜ。カノン君はマスターキーを持っていない。だから施錠できたわけがないんだ。
Okay.
確かにそのようね。
Well, that's all the keys accounted for.
でもカノン君がジェシカちゃんに会った最後の人物なのに疑わしいことに変わりはないわ。
予想ぜ。人間ってのは本来信じ合う生き物のはずだ。
Oh, are you going with the humans are innately good kind of line of thinking?
なのに世知辛い世の中を生きるために疑り深さを覚えちまう。だから何でも疑っちまう。俺たちは悲しい。
I'm more in the middle ground. You know, people aren't innately good or bad, they just are.
その差がを俺は否定しねえ。だが証拠なき断定だけは許さない。疑わしきは黒じゃねえ、白だ。もちろん世の中は狼だらけ
Alright,
さ。
alright, innocent until proven guilty.
人を不用心に全て信じろとは言わねえ。だが黒だと断定するならば完全な証拠を用意しろ。それができない限り、絶対に憶測で人を黒だなんて言うんじゃねえ。
Burden of proof and all that.
それは
疑わしきは黒は私の発言ですが軽率でした。謝ります。
バトラ様。
見事な推理だよバトラ君。 ゴーダさんもありがとう。あなたが覚えていてくれたからカノン君の疑いが晴らせました。
Yep, cannon's cleared, but we still don't have an explanation for how the door got locked.
いや
But we don't really need to prove that. Clap, clap, flap. It's the dry sound of the witch's applause.
お見事お見事。なかなかやるではないか。
やべえな。まんまと餌ごまに引っかかっちまったか。
Probably.
そなたは見事。カノンにだけはこの部屋の扉を施錠
Which
できな
then
かっ
leads
た
us
ことを
to
証明した。
how did the door get locked? You know, can't get an explanation. Magic, a witch did it. Witches are real. Beatrice is a witch. You lose.
使用人は全員マスターキーを持つはず。それが根拠となり、カノンが犯人扱いとなっていたのだから、少なくともその疑いは見事に晴らせたな。
となると、ジェシカを殺した犯人はどうやって扉を施錠したのか、そういう問題になっちまう
Fucking
わけだな。
magnets. I don't know.
ち
They don't have an
まんま
answer
と
or
思い
something.
通
Just
り
say it
の
was
展開に引き
magnets.
込まれちまったぜ。
かかったな。しかもそなたは他の使用人たちを誰も疑わないなどと大それたことを言ってしまった。さーて、どう言い作ろうのか見ような。
Gonna finish what you started, bud.
うるせえぜ。早速始めるぞ。どうせがっつり否定されちまうんだろうが、先にこの部屋が密室であることの定義を確認させてもらうぜ。
Okay.
よ
Let's
か
get
ろ
a
う。
definitive framework up. You know.
まず、隠し扉の類は一切ない。
Yep. Normal bedroom.
出入りはこの扉からだけだ。
Cool. Can't come in or out the windows.
扉の施錠はジェシカの鍵が1本と使用人たちが1本ずつ持つマスターキーのみ。
Okay. All the keys are accounted for.
2階ではあるが窓から出入りすることも可能だろう。しかし窓は内側から施錠されている。
いきなりチェス盤をひっくり返させてもらうぜ。多分扉がどうこう、施錠がどうこうって論法から入るのは、
Yeah, Beatrice got
お前の
fucking
手
big
のひら
hands.
から
Bitch
出な
can
い。
palm a basketball.
好きにするがよい。さてさて、何を復唱すればよいのやら。
復唱要求。カノン君はこの部屋で殺された。
Well, yeah.
カノンはこの部屋で殺された。
Updated canon? Yep. There's no corpse, but he is dead. The witch declared it in red, so even without a corpse, his death is incontrovertible. Man, why gotta throw big fucking words out and like make me look bad just because I can't read? Dude, I got like a 5th grade reading level. Like, get off my back. What itches?
続けて復唱要求。カノン君の死体はこの部屋にある。
Well, it's not.
拒否する。復唱はできぬ。なぜなら、
Yeah.
死体はわらわが魔法で消したからだ。
そりゃ言わねえよな。
Yeah, she used a magic concoction of caustic acid in the bathtub. You know, in order to get rid of the body.
そこにどうせ秘密があるに決まってるんだ。クソ。謎の論点はどこなんだ。マスターキーもなく施錠したことなのか。施錠された室内にいる2人をどうやって殺したかなのか。それとも2人を殺しどうやって脱出したかなのか。悔しいが
Yeah, a lot of angles
外
to
堀か
go
ら埋め
down,
てくし
you
か
know.
ないぜ。復唱要求。最後の施錠はマスターキーによるものである。
これも拒否する。
Okay. Because I did it with magic.
その拒否ってやつがどうも曖昧だな。復唱不能だから拒否なのか、本当は復唱できるのにわざと拒否してるのかがわからねえ。
Yeah, she could just be fucking with you.
礼拝堂の鍵の時はそなたにすっかり逆手に取られてしまっ
Yeah,
た。
she learned her lesson on that
わ
one.
らわが有利なうちはわざわざリスクのある赤を使って発言する必要がない。
Beatrice is definitely, you know, living after the quote of fucking George W. there, you know. Fool me once, shame on you, and, you know, try to fool me twice, well, you can't fool me twice.
ただそれだけのことよ。
そうなんだよな。本来赤ってのは俺の陳説をあんたが封じるときに使うもんだったんだよな。
Yeah.
わらわが有利になるように使うのは当然
Whenever she needs to,
の
like,
こと。
railroad you in the right direction.
上げ足を取られるリスクが分かっている以上、無駄には使わぬ。
But, you know, she denies to use it. You're just fucking stuck in the middle of a branching path.
ゴーダや熊沢を疑う手がおそらく一番使いやすいぞ。
くそ。
I mean, probably.
誘導されているようでムカつくぜ。しばらく黙ってろ。考える。
もちろん、この扉は礼拝堂の時と同じだ。施錠時にはいかなる方法をもってしても出入りはできぬ。
As one would assume from a locked door, it wouldn't be locked if it didn't do that.
さらに言うと、部屋の外から鍵を使わずに施錠するようなからくりも通用せぬぞ。
頼まれてねえ時にばかり赤を乱発しやがって。
Yep. Let's back up. Just let me think. I'll lay out everything I know. First, there are two victims. Jessica and Kanekun. Kanekun's corpse isn't here, but Beatrice admitted in red that Kanekun was killed. So even without a corpse, he's included as a victim. There are a few questionable points, and depending on which I focus on, my line of thoughts changes a lot. First, after the culprit committed the murder in this room, how did they lock it? If we assume that the culprit was one of those holding a master key, it's extremely simple. But I want to avoid that if I can. I guess I would have to suspect Goto-san or Kumasawa-san. No, in the worst case, even Shannon-chan and Genji-san. At this point, I noticed something. I contradicted myself. Cutting my own throat. I want to deny Beatrice no matter what. I want to erase the existence of that brutal, fickle, ridiculous witch. In order to do that, I have to explain everything with humans, not magic. That also means suspecting some human. Yeah, you're fucking... You know, you're in a bit of a pickle here. I want to suspect someone. Of course, there was some clear proof. I would have to believe that person was the culprit. But as long as that didn't happen, I didn't want to cast any suspicions. Am I just green? Am I just a kid who doesn't want to have my feelings? Which tell me that at least this person, or that person, couldn't be a murderer, betrayed? I want to deny that it was a witch. I also want to deny that it was a human. Now, I don't know what it is what anymore. I mean,
そもそも
you
そ
can
なた
still
と
point
わ
the
らわ
finger
の
at
ゲーム
Beatrice and
は
just say,
わ
you
ら
know,
わの
she's not
存
a
在を
witch.
否定できるかどうかだけが
And give a
勝利の
logical
条件だ。
explanation to how she did it without magic.
それだけでもそなたに不利なゲームなのに、そなたは勝手に勝利条件を増やし、自ら勝利を困難なものとしてしまっている。
It's just as she says. If I start arguing that someone holding a master key was the culprit, this locked room could easily be broken. However, since the number of keys that could open the door are limited, and furthermore, it's clearly known who holds them, saying that would mean that I was suspecting someone I knew well. No. Have I just been averting my eyes? In that locked room trick with the chapel, which had been exhilarating to destroy, I had proposed that someone stole the key from Maria's handbag and returned it. If that theory was right, then the question becomes who could have stolen the key from her handbag. Maria's handbag had probably been at its most unguarded when she was sleeping. In that case, in addition to me, George Aniki and Jessica are also suspects. George Aniki or Jessica was the culprit? Or maybe just an accomplice. All of our parents had been killed, right? And yet one of us consented to that and assisted with a crime? We had lamented, mourned, and shed tears in the chapel. And yet, one among us had been lying?
そなたの例の手下げから抜き出し戻したという説はいとこたちを色濃く疑うものであったのだぞ。
Sure did.
にもかかわらずそれに気づかないふりをしてよくもあれだけの説をシャーシャーとのたまえたものよ。
くそ、だからって親族や使用人の誰かが犯人だって保証はね。
Doesn't completely narrow it down.
お前が例えば段ボール箱にでも隠れながらコソコソと近づいてきて熟睡してる俺たちの部屋に忍び込んで鍵を奪った可能性だって十分あるじゃねえか。
それについてはそれでもよかろう。
Beatrice is just fucking out in the woods right now, eating random snakes and frogs.
19人目の来客であるわらわを疑うことで彼らに疑いをかけずに済むならばジェシカの部屋の正常はどうする？
Yeah.
わらわは魔法で鍵を開けることは造
What I
作
really
も
want
な
to
い。
know is just, can you lock it from the inside and then close the door?
わらわの魔法を否定するならば
Like, have the door open, turn the
否定
key
せ
and
ねば
lock
な
it,
らんぞ。
walk over, put the key down, and then walk back and shut the door.
そしてそれはつまりそなたら18人の中の誰かを疑うことよ。
Catch 22!
親切にありがとうよ。少し整理できたぜ。俺にとっての目的は人間である19人目の来客、
Yes.
ベアトリーチェがどうやって犯行に及んだか
Not
に
the witch
迫る。
Beatrice, the human Beatrice.
そうすれば誰も疑わずに済む。
Yes.
それができればな。愚かな男よ。こんな部屋本来は密室でも何でもない。何しろ開けることのできる鍵は合計で6本もあるのだからな。そしてそれらの所有者は何人もいる。
There's also the chance, you know, hypothetically, we know Jessica doesn't lock the room when she's not in it. And she's at home for the family conference. No reason for her to lock the room, so her key would have just been on the table. There's the possibility of someone walking in, you know, when they're all out doing yada yada, nabbing the key. And, you know, when they go in, lock the door. Oh, fuck, I can't remember who locked the door. I'd have to go back and, like, rewatch. But hypothetically, let's go down my line of thinking of they used the master key to lock the door when they got inside. Jessica's key, who knows where it is, you know. Because that wouldn't really be what you're focused on, as, you know, your parents just got fucking ganked in the chapel. And, you know, you're an emotional wreck at the moment, you know, raging against the world. You know, noticing that your key is still on your nightstand is... That's like one of the fucking... So far out there, you wouldn't even consider it. So, yada yada, they're doing their thing. Beatrice has the key from prior, just click. Stab, stab. Walks out. You know. Shit. But then that begs the question of how the door got locked again. Because all the keys are accounted for. Moving on. There goes that line of thinking.
誰でも疑える。疑い放題よ。なのにお前はわざわざそれらを全て否定し、自分で密室を作ってしまった。わかるか？これはお前の思考的矛盾が生み出した密室なのよ。
It doesn't become an issue of how did someone get into a locked room. It's an issue of how did someone get out of an unlocked room and then lock it
他の誰でもない。
without a key.
そなた自身が。
魔女が魔法で開けたことを認めるか、俺の知る誰かが犯人であることを認めるかの二択だって言いたいんだな。くそ、大手飛車取りのつもりかよ。
こういう差し手もあると披露したかったまで。さてどうする後ろ宮バトラー。 実に簡単な話じゃないか。
Yeah, but you know, the simplicity is the issue.
あの自意識過剰な料理男と死に損ないのクソババアをちょいと生贄に仕立て上げるだけじゃない。
Man, what she got against fucking Kumasawa? God damn.
幸田さんと熊沢さんを疑えばそれでいいのか。ダメだ。俺は幸田さんが犯人だとは思えない。熊沢さんが犯人だとは思えない。だがお前は認めない。絶対だ。
ならば魔法もマスターキーも使わずにこの部屋に入り、ジェシカとカノンを殺し、しかもカノンの死体を魔法を使わずに消失
And
させ
then
ねばなら
somehow
ない。
lock the door without the key. That's the tricky one. Everything else can
どうやって
you
行
can
う？
like hand wave some explanation for it and it would track.
わらわを否定しつつ誰も疑わずにどうやって行うのか。
リザインだ。
Tapping out.
バトラ君、今なんて。
降参だよ。俺はカノン君にこの扉が施錠できないことは証明できた。だが、だからといってジェシカを誰が殺したのかを特定できたわけじゃない。
That's good enough. Yeah.
いえ、十分です。そのカノン君のためにありがとうございます。
礼なんかにいらねえ。それはつまりシャノンちゃんを疑ってるってことなんだからよ。ローザおばさん、ごめんよ。別に反抗したかったわけじゃない。
Yeah,
俺も
just
死にたくないし、親父たちの本当の仇を見つけ出したい。協調性のないこと
can't say
言って悪か
something,
った
you
ぜ。
know, is that's 100% true when it clearly isn't.
いいの。私も少し軽率だったわ。仲直りしましょう。おばと追い同士仲良くしないとね。
Auntie Rosa shifted the gun to one hand and held out her other hand. I reached out, and for the time being, we shook hands. Auntie's gaze was sharp. In order to deny the witch, she would make anyone a sacrifice. That's what her eyes told me. And me? I denied the witch. But I wasn't prepared to lose anything. I was probably the one who thought himself the most ready to fight, and the one standing furthest from the truth. Oh, my man. Oh, man, we're really fucking advancing time. Just skipping like 4 hours? Jeez. But with that, that is where we're going to end it here for today, because I'm about to sneeze again. And I don't want to bore you by keeping you here all day. I'm sure you all have things you need to do. So with that, that's where we're ending. I'd like to thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring the notification bell. I'll see you all next time for the next episode of Umineko, where probably some more people are going to die eventually, and we'll rack our heads on more brain teasers. And I'll show how stupid I am once again, as always. See you next time. Bye.